What's up everyone, welcome back to the Mr3 channel, and today we are going back to weekly uploads and we're doing another tier list video like always. But you can't blame me, tier list videos does the best out of my videos that I do nowadays. And today we'll be ranking every starter Pokemon up to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. For new Pokemon games Scarlet and Violet has new evolutions that will be spoiled, as you can already see here. So if you haven't played the games yet, I apologize. I will put spoiler warning in the title, just in case if you haven't played Scarlet and Violet yet. But yeah, this tier list is going to be another opinion based tier list, and it's not like the this is not going to be the monthly typing tier list like I do goes like for October, November was normal type. The ice type tier list will be coming around Christmas time. Next week I'm also going to be not home. I'm going to be out somewhere abroad, so then I will be pre-recording a video for that. It would not be a Pokemon video, it's going to be a gaming video of product here. But for now, let's get on to the tier list. So here we have 6 tiers, S being the top, trash being the worst obviously. And let's get started with Bulbasaur. So Bulbasaur is my favorite Gen 1 starter, the Bulbasaur line. I picked them the most. I picked like Squirtle once, and I picked like Charmander like a few times. But I always pick Bulbasaur for everything, even like in Pokemon X where I had to choose between Kanto starters. So it's an adorable little monster. You can't hate Bulbasaur. It has a good decent typing, and it's very strong once it evolves, but as a Bulbasaur is really adorable. Same with Ivysaur. Ivysaur is just Bulbasaur but better. Like, I have to put them both A tier. Ivysaur is like more cool, more slick. It's one of like the better middle stage evolutions. Like for middle stage evolutions, a lot of people dislike them for how awkward they look, but Ivysaur is one of the few that like looks really good. It is a good transition from Bulbasaur to Ivysaur, and then to eventually Venusaur, who I have to put in S rank. Venusaur is always reliable for me. Not only playthrough teams but also in VGC, pairing Venusaur up with Groudon, Chlorophyll, and then Sludge Bomb, Solar Beam, Earth Power. Venusaur is very strong in its Focus Sash, and I just enjoyed using Venusaur a lot. Like, it has good typing, it has a good Mega, and personally my favorite out of the 3 Kanto starters. Now Charmander I got a rank below Bulbasaur. I wouldn't say it's A rank, but it's still like adorable little monster. It used to be one of my favorites as a kid, but then everyone liked Charizard as a kid. Yeah, Charmander, Ash's Charmander, he only had it for a little bit of time, so I didn't get to see it much when I used to watch the Gen 1 anime, unlike Bulbasaur and Squirtle. But like, it used to be like so cool back in the day. Same with Charmeleon. I would also rank Charmeleon probably A rank. I wouldn't say it's like S rank or B rank. I think yeah, it's above B rank at least, because once again another cool middle stage evolution. Good transition from Charmander, Charmeleon, and then to Charizard, who I will have to rank below Bulbasaur. Yeah, to me I prefer Bulbasaur over Charizard. A lot of people are gonna dislike that opinion, but this is my opinion, this is my video. The treatment Charizard gets though is what really annoys me, that it just gets like everything. It got an event Scarlet and Violet, it got a Gigantamax form first in the other 2 starters, it got in the game first in the other 2 starters, it got 2 Megas, and it was the main Red's main Pokemon in Pokemon Origins. So a Charizard is like if it wasn't for the fan base, Charizard would be much higher in my list. Squirtle. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Squirtle. I've used Squirtle only once, but that's in a ROM hack. And it wasn't the best. Like pure water is not a bad typing, but I just prefer the other two starters much more. And I don't like how people say it's the best Kanto starter, even though it's, to me, it's like one of the worst starters of all time. Similar to War Turtle. I like Squirtle more than War Turtle. Though maybe I'm too bit too harsh on Squirtle, but I really dislike War Turtle, and I also really dislike Blastoise. Yeah, the ROM hack I used Blastoise on was a ROM hack where the sprites of Pokemon were different, and I'm probably gonna play the ROM hack on this channel, so I wouldn't say it yet. But yeah, I used Squirtle for that one. I used Blastoise. It was strong, but that's really about it. I like the design better in that ROM hack. But in this one, it's not like regular Blastoise. I don't really like. Even this Mega is kind of underwhelming. Chikorita, solid B tier, above average. I feel bad that it got horrible treatment. Like if Bulbasaur and Chikorita swapped places, and Chikorita was in Kanto, and where grass types were very good, and then Bulbasaur was in Johto, where grass types are awful, maybe it would not get as much hate. But or if it was like a Gen 6 plus Pokemon, that and it gotten the Fairy type, because I think that would have helped it a lot as well. But being pure grass in a region where it's like grass types are unusable, it's kind of like underwhelming. But it's still adorable. But Bayleaf as well. I like Bayleaf a lot more than Charmeleon, personally. It's a cool dinosaur, Brachiosaurus leaf Pokemon, and there are other Brachiosaurus long neck leafy Pokemon, but Bayleaf is like the OG, and Ash's Bayleaf is always so fun to watch. Meganium, I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna put Meganium above Bulbasaur because I really like Meganium. I remember I was trying to remember where I used Meganium, and I remember when it was in Pokemon Pixelmon, where I used Meganium for quite a bit, because there was a tournament between me and my brother, and I forgot what the rule was, but one of the viable options for my team was Meganium, and I used it with like a bulky stall strategy. It was good for the time. But yeah, I would even say it's A tier, like the highest on A tier. It is really good, in my opinion. Cyndaquil, actually, let me just clarify. It is really good, like design wise and yeah, personality wise. But I just wish it was better, like in battling, a better moveset, better typing, if it got into Fairy type. Cyndaquil, my favorite out of the 3 Johto starters. I picked Cyndaquil as my first starter, but I didn't pick it in Legend Arceus, and I don't know why. But I should have picked it in Legend Arceus. I'd say it's like lower than Bayleaf, higher than Charmeleon. Quilava, I like Bayleaf more than Quilava. Like these two are really cool, and Cyndaquil is really adorable. But like I didn't mind the 3D sprites as well, because a lot of people hated that their fire wasn't out at all times, but I didn't mind it. But it's just the other starters are not the other starters. The Cyndaquil line was just better than some of the other starters, in my opinion. But Bayleaf is better than Quilava. Yeah, that's gonna be my order. My order: Bayleaf, then Quilava, then Croconaw. But for the final evolution, it's kind of different. Typhlosion, clearly the best out of all of them. Very cool looking honey badger, and really cool Hisui in form. but personally I prefer the Johto form over the Hisui form. But that's just me. Right, Totodile, it's still really adorable. It's very funny in the anime, and yeah, really good all around Pokemon. Crocodile, I wouldn't say I like Crocodile more than Totodile. It feels a bit like I don't know how to describe it. Like, feels a bit. It was one of those awkward stage middle evolution, like Quilava, Bayleaf, Ivysaur, Charmeleon. It's like they done well with the middle evolution, but Crocodile and Squirtle not the best. For Alligator, I do like for Alligator. I can't say for Alligator. For Alligator, personally more than Cynical, but in my opinion, it's a bit underwhelming. For a standing up Crocodile, not really the best. There is another Crocodile Pokemon that I think is much cooler. Trico, Grovyle, and Sceptile. My favorite Pokemon of all time. Grovyle used to be like back in the day, long ago, for those like super OGs. It used to be the channel mascot, and then just now Sceptile. Like in the anime, it would look so cool as Sceptile. In the games, every time I play a whole playthrough, I have never picked Mudkip or Torchic. I've only picked the Trico line, and yeah, the one I've used in Omega Ruby, which was like one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. It was just so fun to use, especially as Mega with Dragon. And I always run physical Sceptile for some reason, because Leaf Blade is physical. But yeah, I'll explain it more in a different video, probably like discussing my favorite Pokemon of all time. But Sceptile is like the whole Sceptile line is like close to perfection to me. Trico is adorable. Grovyle is like, in my opinion, the best middle stage starter. And Sceptile is, again, in my opinion, the best final stage starter. Torchic, you go down there. Combuskin, you go down there. Blaziken, you go down there. And I will not clarify. Mudkip. Personally, I'll prefer Mudkip over Squirtle, but I like them about the same amount. It's kind of cute-ish, but personally, Mudkip and Torchic are kind of overrated in my opinion. Marshtomp I like more than Wartortle. It's like, it feels a bit derpy-ish. It's not like a cute derpy like Quagsire, but it's alright. You know, I put it in like C tier. I won't say it's D tier. Swampert I put in A tier. Yeah, Swampert is kind of cool. I don't really like its mega design, but I know Swampert is like one of the strongest starter Pokemon. All I know is that every time I fight one, no, I never really fight one, because in Hoenn games, the rival always picks the starter better against you. But yeah, it's just better than Blaziken, but it's like around average. It's like an average middle stage, final stage evolution in my opinion. Now this trio, Gen 4 trio, in my opinion, the most well-rounded trio, I guess. It's between the Gen 4 trio and the Gen 2 trio of like my favorite starter trio. And the Gen 2, my favorite is kind of obvious. Same with Gen 4. There's one in particular I like better than the others, but the other two I really like a lot as well. Same with the Gen 2 Pokemon. Turtwig, it's really adorable. Actually, Turtwig was adorable in the anime. It's when it evolves, it's strong, but I wish it had a better typing, because 4 times weakness to ice in Sinnoh was kind of bad. I put it like below Swampert. Grotto, I'd say like Grotto's also in B tier. Turtwig and Grotto are like really cool dinosaur turtle Pokemon. Like, I don't know why, but their design is so aesthetically pleasing to me. I think it's just like green is my favorite color, and the shades on these just makes them look so cool. Torterra, back in the day, I used to really like Torterra a lot. Now I still like it now, but I wouldn't say I like it as much as before. I'd say it's like around the same as Meganium and Ivysaur, but it always just looks so strong and so tough. Like in the Detective Pikachu movie, if you haven't seen it, the Torterras were like so cool. The giant ones, not the regular ones also look cool, but the giant ones were like wow. And Chimchar, another actually Chimchar was amazing. The character development on it, like the story of it being abandoned by Paul, and then it coming back to beating Paul in the league. Like it's an adorable little monkey Pokemon. Like there is another fire monkey Pokemon out there that is like far inferior to this, and in my opinion, this line is the best firefighting starter Pokemon team. Starter Pokemon line. Monferno, another example of a good middle stage evolution. Probably one of my favorites. I don't know why back in the day I used a Monferno on my competitive team when I used to play Smogon like long ago. I don't know why, but I just wanted to like I had like normal Pokemon as my other 5 Pokemon, and then I just had a Monferno in there with Eviolite, close combat. It was doing okay. It wasn't doing good, but I don't know why I just kept a Monferno on my team, and when Infernape was right there. But yeah, this line is amazing. Infernape, it's up there with the top. It's in my top 10 at least. The top 10 favorite Pokemon of best fire starter in my opinion. The battle against Electivire, Ash vs Paul, that made me such a big fan of Infernape. Piplup, another adorable water starter, like it around the same as Totodile, but Prinplup can go to the bottom here with Combuskin and Blaziken. It just looks. This is a good example of a horrible middle stage evolution. And Polion, a lot of people think it's ugly. In my opinion, it's okay. It has really good typing, but yeah, its design is not that bad as people will say, but like, it's still really cool. Emperor Penguin actually becoming an emperor and then having a trident on his head. It actually looks kind of cool. Snivy, the Snivy line is the one I picked for Unova games, and if only Superior was Grass Dragon to begin with, maybe that would be pretty cool. But yeah, Snivy is still one of my favorites. It's still up there, probably below, I'd say above Turtwig. Yeah, above Turtwig. Servine, another example of a decent middle stage evolution. I'd say like, yeah, below Monferno, but above above Ivysaur. Superior, contrary, Superior is so strong, and Superior is one of my favorite Pokemon from Unova. I just wish it had better typing. Grass Dragon would be so cool, and a better moveset, because it had just grass and dragon moves, and that's about it. And I guess normal moves, but if it got Dragon Stab with the dragon moves, it might have been a lot better. But yeah, contrary is what made it really stand out. Now Tepig, in my opinion, Tepig is the best member of his line, and I'm not an Emboar hater. Emboar, it looks cool to me. It's just Tepig looks so adorable. It's like the fire, or beginning stage starters are probably some of my favorites out of all of them, like some of the Torchic, because they all just look so cool and look so cute. But Pignite can go like with War Turtle, like another example of an awful middle stage evolution. Embor, I'd say like around Swampert. I'm not like an Embor hater. I think Embor is designed pretty cool. It has a cool concept, has a cool origin. It just, if it was like a boar with like a quadruped boar, I might have liked it a lot more. Yeah, like it missed opportunities with some of the like, just yeah, a few missed opportunities that they could have done for Embor instead. Now Oshawott, we're about like halfway done. Oh my god. Oshawott, can go down there. Duwat, you can go down there. Samurott, you can go there. I'm not gonna elaborate. Okay, now moving on to Kalos starters. Chespin. I started a X playthrough with Chespin as my starter. In a different language because I'm trying to get a Ditto for my 3DS games. A different language Ditto. But so I'm not really enjoying. Not really enjoying. I can't really read its moves and stuff. I just know it's. Right now I have like a few different types of moves on it. I know I have like Bug, Grass, Normal, and Rock. So pretty sure it's Pin Missile, Roll Out, something and something. So I haven't really used it much yet. I just only remember it from the anime, and overall, it's alright. Maybe if I go back to that playthrough, because I haven't played that X playthrough in a while. If I continue on with it, maybe I would enjoy. I really like the Chessman line a bit more. Philodin, another example of a bad middle stage evolution. I wouldn't say it's as bad as the others. Yes, I would. Chestnut. Chestnut, out of all the grass starters for the final evolution so far, Chestnut is definitely the worst out of all of them. I'd say it's like, yeah, around. I'd say it's like, yeah, around this. I like it more than Swampert, but less than Embor. If I used it more, maybe I would like enjoy it more. Fennekin, I used the Fennekin line for a bit. It was in a Nuzlocke and then it died. But yeah, Fennekin, I'd say it's like around the same as like, yeah, around the same as these. Breaksin, also around the same. I'd say I like Fennekin more than Breaksin, to be honest. I don't know why people dislike Delphox so much, but in my opinion, Delphox is another alright Pokemon. I wouldn't say it's as good as like as Turtwig or Snivy, but definitely still a cool Pokemon. I don't even say it's good as Fennekin. Like the Kalos line, Fennekin, and yeah, sorry, for the Fennekin line, Fennekin is probably my favorite out of all of them. It just looks the most normal and natural. Froakie, I have a phobia of frogs in real life, so I'm not a big fan of Froakie. Yet I picked Froakie as my starter and used the Greninja on my first ever Kalos playthrough. So I kind of bonded with it a bit. It's gotta be up there. Frogadier, similar to, I like them about the same. Greninja, I have a love-hate relationship for it. When I used Greninja, it was really strong. Water Dark is good typing. I really liked it, but I have a phobia of frogs, and I hate how popular and Greninja is. Greninja is like the second coming of Charizard. There's this one dude in my class that like he used to say Greninja would beat Sceptile. Greninja did beat Sceptile in the anime, but that's the anime. Greninja had plot armor. In the games, one Leaf Blade, Greninja's dead. So I would say it's either I hate it or I really like it. So I must put like around the middle. Rowlet, in my opinion, not as cute as other people say it is, but it's still pretty decent. I put it here. Dortrix, another example of a very bad middle stage evolution, but I know a lot of people like the Decidueye and dislike Dortrix, but love Rowlet. For me, I'm not a fan of all of them. Decidueye, yeah, Calossian, is that how you say it? don't know what the name for that is, but Colossian, this is UI. I'd probably say like, yeah, high B tier. It looks pretty cool, Green Arrow style, but not really my favorite. Litten still not the best. Out of all the fire starters, apart from Torchic of course, Litten is probably my least favorite out of all of them. But yeah, I prefer it over. I prefer it over like Chespin. Piplup can freaking move up. I don't know why Piplup's back down there. Same with Totodile. Totodile can move up. And Crocodile. Greninja can stay. Torracat. I don't know if I like Torracat. People say it's a good example of a middle stage starter, but for me it's like around the same as like Frogadier, if not better. And Incineroar, the design is okay. I like its concept of heel wrestler because I am a big wrestling fan. But I'm not really such a fan of it as a Pokemon, especially in a normal playthrough. I don't really like it that much. But in competitive, I used it on like most of my teams. So it's gotta be like, it's gotta be high B tier. Now this is gonna be a controversial opinion. Poplio line is one of my favorite Pokemon lines of all time. Poplio is the best first stage water starter. I even have a Poplio plush right next to me as I'm saying this. Excuse me. It seems like below Monferno. Brione. Yeah, Brione is. As much as I loved using Brione in Ultra Moon, I gotta play. Like in my Gen 7 playthroughs, I always pick Poplio, and every chance I get, I pick Poplio. Back in Pokemon Brick Bonds, when I used to play Roblox, like long time ago, I picked Poplio as my starter, and I'd say yeah, it's higher than Greninja at least. Maybe higher than these. Higher than Crocodile. But Primarina, in my opinion, the best water starter of all time. Let me just make sure. Yep, the best water starter, final evolution of all time. It has an amazing design, amazing its type, good move set. I enjoyed using it. I use it sometimes in competitive as well, like throat spray Primarina with like hyper voice, liquid voice. It's so good. Grookey. When Grookey was first revealed, yeah, I liked it so much. I made like fan art of like possible evolution designs. Like as soon as the Gen 8 trailer revealed the starters, out of all three of them, Grookey was the one I knew I was picking. It was the one that stood out to me the most, and yeah, and I did not disappoint when it evolved. Thwacky, an example of an okay middle evolution. I'd say like it's above Torracat at least. Yeah, I'd say above Torracat. Maybe above Snivy. I'd say above Snivy. Rillaboom, another phenomenal one. I enjoyed using it a lot. The DLC made it a lot better than it was originally. It got grassy terrain, grassy glide. It was already really strong to begin with, but now it's even stronger. So yeah, up there, one of my favorites. I enjoyed using Grook the Rillaboom in my first Shield playthrough, and I will enjoy using it again in future playthroughs. So Cinderace. The only time I've used Cinderace in a playthrough team, well, let's Score Bunny first. Score Bunny can go. I like Score Bunny more than Forky. I also like Reboot more than Torracat. No, I like Reboot more than Torracat, but not as much as the others. But Cinderace I've only used only used once, and that was in the Pokemon Shield. But I cannot catch any Pokemon, and I didn't want to use Inteleon because I had the option for like Octavish and Dracovish, and I was weighing out the typings, and I thought Fire type was gonna be better than Grass type. That's the only time I've used Cinderace, but in my opinion, It's like around the same as Incineroar. I enjoyed using it for that one time, but I don't like it that it got Libero as an ability, and basically all my friends I know in real life, except for me and this one other person, they picked the Scorbunny line. They picked Cinderace, except for me and this other person who picked Sabo. And I don't get why. What made Scorbunny stood out to them a lot. Sabo, I've only used once. Well, partly used once. It never actually beat the league. If you've watched my video yesterday on a Snowball the Glaceon, you know I picked Sabo for that. But my Inteleon died during that playthrough. It was a quad lock. And Sabo, I'd say it's above Scorbunny. Drizzle, I'd say it's above Frogadier. Inteleon, I'd say it's below Cinderace. Lower than Incineroar. Yeah. Where was there Decidueye, Calocian Decidueye. So in Pokemon Legends Arceus, my starter was Rowlet for some reason. I remember the reason why. It's because like at the time I didn't know the evolutions, and I just know they got new like forms or as evolutions, and I have a friend that picked Cyndaquil, and their favorite Pokemon is like one of their favorite Pokemon of all time is like Typhlosion, probably their most favorite Pokemon. So I just decided, you know, I'm gonna either pick Oshawott or Rowlet, and I liked Rowlet more than Oshawott, as you can see here. So the Decidueye, grass fighting type, it gotta go up here. Yeah, I enjoyed using it a lot. I still really do. It has a good shiny, good like a good moveset. It's just I've yet to finish Legends Arceus. I have yet to finish the post-game story. I finished the main story. I'm pretty sure. Did I finish the main story? I can't remember what the main story was. But yeah, I didn't. In my opinion, Legend Arceus was not as good of a game as people say it is. I still really liked it. I enjoyed playing it. It's a good game, but honestly, I preferred Brilliant Diamond Shining Bro. It felt a bit empty. But this Decidueye was one of like the highlights. Like the new Pokemon were the highlights. Like Hisui and Zoroark and Weirdeer, Basket Legion, some of my new favorite Pokemon of all time. This Typhlosion, really cool. I prefer the old Typhlosion, so I'd say like around here. Samurott, definitely an improvement from this Samurott, but I wouldn't. I'd say it's like at the top of B tier. It looks really sick. You know, I wish it was. I don't even know what I wish. I think if I used it instead of the Decidueye, they both would have swapped places. But because I didn't use it, it's gonna stay here. I might replay Legends Arceus one day, if I even beat the first run. But yeah, I'll probably pick Oshawott for that. Just the regular Samurott line is, yeah. This makes more sense. Okay, there we go. Sprigatito. Sprigatito is the one I've picked for this playthrough. Of my Pokemon Scarlet playthrough, and it's really adorable. Personally one of my favorite starter Pokemon of all time now. It evolves into a really strong Pokemon, and yeah, originally I was between Fuecoco or Sprigatito, but because most of my friends picked Fuecoco and no one picked Sprigatito, I just decided, you know what, I'll pick Sprigatito, and I did not disappoint. I do not regret my decision, even though this guy looks really cool. Florigato is also another. I'd say it's pretty decent. It's another example of a like above average middle stage. It could have been a lot better, but it could have been a lot worse. And I knew a lot of people wanted Sprigatito to stay like quadruped. I was partly one of them. I wish it was like a saber-toothed tiger when it evolved, or like a tiger lion of some kind, unlike Incineroar. and stay quadruped. But I didn't mind that. If it like stood up on 2 legs, it wasn't the end of the world. I didn't mind it if it was bipedal. But yeah, it could have been a lot worse, but could have been better. This one, I forgot his name. Give me a second. I apologize. I forgot its name. Even though I have one, I nicknamed it, so I don't really remember. Let me search it up. I don't even know the names of Fake Cocos and Quagsity's evolution. Meowscarada. Yeah, Meowscarada could have been a lot worse, but I could have been better. Overall, it looks really cool. I really like its design. It looks very sleek, and it's very strong. Its signature move, flower something. I forgot what it's called. I'm not really good with memory, but critical hits constantly, like not 100% chance of critical hits. It's really strong, and at the moment, probably around here, the high A tier. I wouldn't say it's like borderline A tier, or like it's like around similar to the Hisui, but at the moment, Meowscarada is below the Hisui. Now for Coco, this thing's just a vibe. It looks so adorable. I'd say like it's around here. Yeah, no, I'd say like above Typhlosion, bro, Chimchar. It's just so adorable. I just want to freaking hug it. I would if I had to repick a star, replay the game, I'd definitely pick for Coco. Especially if like I'm 100% gonna replay the game. But if I was given the option to have 2 starters when I play through, I would definitely pick Fake Coco. It's just so adorable, man. This one, it's named Crocalor. It has a sombrero. Honestly, its design had me thinking it will evolve into some sort of like dinosaur T-Rex-ish. Right now, I don't really see much in it. I'm putting it because I didn't use it and I never fought it because I picked Fake Coco. Sorry, I picked Sprigatito and my rival Nemona picked Quagsy. Never fought it. I never really seen it in battle. So for now, I guess it's like around Brione, Croconaw. Personally, I like the Croconaw more. It looks a bit derpy and goofy, so I guess that's like the charm of it. And this one, Skeledurge, the loud bone Pokemon. The loud bone is its Japanese name. Singer Pokemon. It sings. I don't actually know what the concept of this Pokemon is. Let me just read a bit about it. Game data. Fiery bird changes shape. Oh, it sings. Okay. Let me see its signature move. Torch Song. Torch Song, 80 base power. A move, signature move of Skeleton. It inflicts. It raises the user's special attack. Interesting. Let's see. Well, this is not a bad signature move. Its design looks really cool though. I didn't know about its like that. Its concept is like is a singer, a dancer, singer, and then a magician. I guess I don't know what masquerade people do, but yeah, it's up there with one of my favorites. I'd say like below Popplio, but above Sirloin. Its design looks really cool. If it was like a big like dinosaurs-ish, it would be a lot cooler. But I'm also a fan of the Zodiac theory. So it was like a snake, a serpent evolving into a snake. Would have also been really cool. But then I've heard a YouTuber said that crocodiles are related to horses, so maybe it's still a part of it. Like maybe the Zodiac theory still works. Quaxly. Out of all the water starters, Quaxly is like a bit bland, but I'd say most of the water starters are, except for Popio, of course. So I put it around here. I know it has Moxie as his ability, but every time I see this thing or its evolution in the game, I just kill it because it's my rival battle. Not really. It's okay as a Pokemon, but could be a lot better. Could be a lot worse. Quaxwell. I'm only going to go based on design here, because when I bought it, I one-shotted it. But I know it's a dancer. It's okay. I'll put like above the brute. And lastly, Quavo. It's a pro dancer, water fighting. Ooh, interesting typing. Its signature move, I know it boosts its speed. So, and it has Moxie as well, so boosting its speed while boosting its like attack. It seems like a very strong Pokemon. Based on its design, I'd say it's better than Cinderace, but lower than Scaramouche. That's all I really can say for now. Based on these two, Fuecoco's line and Quaxly's line, as I am not fully, I have not fully used them or bonded with them. But yeah, overall, this is my list of starter Pokemon. I know some of my opinions down here may be looked down upon, and some of my opinions up here may also be looked down upon. But this is my video, this is my opinion. If you have different opinions, be sure to tell me in the comment section below. And yeah, be ready for next week's video. It'll be Holocure, and the week after, which is Halloween, I will be doing, will be Christmas. I will be doing a nice type tier list. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. It helps motivate me to do my video. As you know, I'm going back to weekly uploads now. I'm back from my short break after my loss. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and see y'all next time.